Do you need encouragement to turn tragedies into your own triumphant life story? If so, this podcast is for you. Listen to powerful guests who have persevered through challenges so you can gain strength to build your championship life. The host of Professor of Perseverance podcast, Dr. James Perdue.
Hey, come on in. It's time for us to get started. Time to get some motivation and inspiration. Time to get some fire me up. Fire me up. Fire me up. Information. Grab a good old gold nugget. Probably about 3 or 4 of them here, but get one great big old gold nugget that you can use for your next difficulty, challenge, hardship to help you get through it. And don't take it to the grave with you. Share it with someone you know you can help them. All right, today, hey, we got a twofer today. Hey, we got a him and a her. We got a man and a woman. We got a husband and a wife. All right, that they're going to share their stories, okay? Him is a C5 quadriplegic, and he's going to tell his story. And she, cancer survivor, and also caregiver. So welcome to the show. Let me click this button right here. Stephen and Julie Wagstaff.
Hey, I don't know what you put in your cereal in the morning, but I got to double that, whatever it is. That's a great intro.
Yeah. Oh,
appreciate that.
All right. The podcast is over. He gave the best compliment we can do. Everybody have a great day. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
kidding.
Absolutely.
Thank you. No, I get all fired up every now and again. So,
love it.
And we're at the Super Bowl weekend coming, and so I'm all ready for that one too. So, all right, Stephen, Julie, thank y'all for being here.
Well,
thank you for having us.
Absolute pleasure to be on the other side of the mic.
They're coming from the 51st state of the United States. I'm kidding, Canada people. I'm just telling what our president said, but I'm kidding. All right. So we're going to have a good time today.
We are. Yeah. That's how we get through life, humor. So
that's right.
It's the only thing that I think next to our relationship.
We're going to get started here. And let's see, Stephen, we'll start with you because you and I have a little bit in common, being a quadriplegics.
Yes, sir.
And so mine, again, I got my neck broke playing football. And you throw in your story where you think it's best for us to join in.
All right. It was August 2nd, 96, 90-degree day, watching friends swim, no intention on swimming, being the class clown and kind of sports jock I was, fully clothed, stood up, barreled down the end of a dock, and dove into what I assumed was like 14, 15 feet of water, but turned out my friends were kneeling on a sandbar, so they truly wasn't up to their neck. Mm-hmm. And you know what? It's over in a second. It was instant ringing in the ears. I could laying face down, couldn't move. There's nothing from my shoulders down. I still can see the sand settling. But I knew I couldn't breathe in because that'd be the end of me. So as the longest, I'd say 10 or 15 seconds, felt like hours before friends got there, turned me over, and then life hit fast forward from there. Was flown down to a trauma center in Toronto, Canada, and spent the next year at that hospital rehabbing. And then when I got out, spent the next 7 years doing the same thing, rehab multiple times during the week. And then one fateful day, a friend needed a ride home from the library. So I offered to drive. And that one drive turned into many drives, 3 years of dating and 26 years of marriage. So
all right. Stop you there for a second before we get into the romance.
Well,
come on, Steve. Come on, Stephen. Don't make yourself sound better than you really are. You know you don't drive out there. You know that's what people think that. People think, y'all drive? What? Huh?
Yeah. Broomstick on the gas and
you wouldn't believe I did that story one time. I was in college and one of my instructors says, "James, I saw you driving the other day." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I took a broomstick from my mom's house and was hitting the gas, and boy, she felt bad when I told her all that." I go, no, I have hand controls. So,
yeah, that's new to me. My right foot recovered enough after, like, it doesn't work anymore, but there was enough movement in it that I could get from gas to brake fairly easily. And so I took a test down in downtown Toronto, and they said, you can drive like all the other crazy idiots here, so we'll give you your license back.
There you go.
And then back in 2022, I was telling you just before we got on air here that something happened in my 40s, but I got real sick. I was in there for a 7-month hospital stay and lost a lot of feeling and movement. They were looking for stroke stuff, but couldn't put their finger on it. But anyway, lost my license, and then just recently got it back driving with hand controls, and that's been an adventure in
I tell you
itself.
what, I didn't drive for, I don't know, first year and that 2 years, something like that, maybe a little longer. I can't remember. But man, getting those license and being able to drive again to give you that independence, to get away from the family, you
Yeah,
know, because we all get mad at each other being
preach
in
it,
the house together, and
preach
give us
it.
a time to get away from each other. But I'm like you. When I first started driving, y'all don't hold this forever. Don't send me a ticket now. But I had enough movement in my feet that I was doing the gas and the brake, like that. And after nearly no accident, but nearly an accident, that's when I decided this may not be the right way to do it, because I still had muscle spasms and causing me to hit that gas harder than I needed to.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so that's when we end up getting our first hand controls.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's been a good it's been a good stretch. We're looking for right now. We're looking for an accessible RV. If anyone on your show knows of something that's out there, my wife and I, while we're in our healthy years, we'll get to her cancer story after that and things.
Hmm.
But yeah, we don't want to have any regrets, and we just came back from Podfest and spent some time down in Florida together, and that yeah, I don't know why. I mean, they make everything accessible. I mean, they do make two, but they're like 300,000, 400,000 to get into them, and I'm like, there's no way they'd be that much. But anyway, that's our next project. We're looking to travel around and just we call it swag on wheels. Um, but yeah, yeah, we're trying to live life to its fullest every day. Not expecting tomorrow, but making sure we live it to its fullest today.
Oh yeah, I got a friend not disabled, paralyzed, but
Yeah,
he's had a liver transplant stuff, and his wife and him, they have an RV and they travel around pretty much. Hey, have you ever heard of Sam Smits?
no, no,
You need to check him out and see if you can get him on your podcast. Sam, he drove those IndyCar racer,
yes,
and
sir.
his third year he crashed and he's totally paralyzed from his neck down. And his team has used the technology, and even though he can't move from his neck down, has got it where he can drive again with all the new technology that's out there and everything.
Mhm.
So he's got a good story. So if
It
you ever
is
get a chance,
amazing what assistive technology. Like, I've seen guys back when they were experimenting with head movement for throttle and gas, and then indicators with left and right click. Like, um, where there's a will, I mean, it's the old-fashioned saying, but where there is a will, I truly believe there's a way. That's why we're so big on, like, the whole SwagAbility's tagline is "Thrive wherever life finds you," because other than making excuses why you can't do something, and of course, I know I'm not gonna get up and walk out of this chair unless a miracle happens, but within reason, there's no way, there's no reason I can't be productive and useful to someone else in life. So that's what
that's
puts my
right.
feet
We
on the floor every morning.
still got our mind to make us go forward.
Yeah,
So even though the body is not willingly, and I hope to be able to do its part.
yeah,
Um, But yeah, Sam, like you just said, he's a sipping pup. So he would sip and puff on to
Yeah.
make the gas and brake work. But then
Wow.
the radio waves from his head would turn to make it go left and right.
Well, you wouldn't
And
want to sneeze or have a cold.
yeah, yeah. Well, he's done. I forgot the name of the race is where they race up this curvy mountain here in the
Yeah.
United States, and he's actually done that with it. But his car is also designed for someone on the passenger side can
Mm.
grab a hold of the steering wheel and the brakes and everything from their side.
Send me his
But
name after. I'd love to get to meet him and know him.
yeah, 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 yeah. All right,
Contacts are
Julie, let's take a minute here. Let's cancer survivor. And not on top of that, being a caregiver, and from there. So, Julie, welcome to the show as well, and let's get part of your story in here.
Well, I was,
share with your sister.
yeah, it really started with the passing of my sister in 2019. She was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of breast cancer, and after she passed away, my brother and I did some testing that we had. There was a family gene, and we had that testing done, and I was positive for that gene, for the BRCA2 gene. And so, in speaking with my physician, they suggested having some preventative surgeries done, and that was a double mastectomy and as well as an oophorectomy. So I opted to have those done. Um, and after the mastectomy, they did the pathology report, and it came back that there was the beginning stages of cancer in the right breast. So it was really a God thing going through that. Just even how the surgery and timing and everything came about, because it was actually during sort of the end of COVID. So stuff was just starting to open up, and the waiting lists were super long here in Canada. So that in itself
was a miracle.
Was a story. So yes, I had just finished in 2022, just finished both of those surgeries up, and a couple months later, Steve ended up in the hospital for quite a bit of 23. And so that's, I had always been caregiver, but caregiver and wife sort of meshed together. It didn't really feel like there was a difference. Steve was still fairly independent. So it was more in 23 that there was definitely a shift in his physical health, and just the load that I started to have to carry more of. And that's kind of where the journey of caregiver burnout started for me. And it was not something that I recognized. It wasn't until we had actually started couples therapy. We had to do some counseling for our marriage, and that's when the counselor said to me, "This is what I think you're experiencing." And so that was kind of the journey for learning about caregiver burnout for us, and all that came with it.
Caregiver burnout is what mental health was 20 years ago. It's everywhere, but no one talks about it. Now, mental health is, we've got February here in Canada, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. But when we start to talk to people about caregiver burnout, like it near ruined our marriage. And as a pastor, and it near ended our marriage. And people have thanked us so much for raising the topic of people caring for a mom or a dad, and they don't get a break, and families, one person maybe lives further away and doesn't do their part, and it's a load. Like when you went through your surgeries, and I had just the short taste of being on your side of the caregiving part, I would have rather been a patient than that. Caregiving is a gift, and not everyone has it, but in order to care for someone else, they have to care for themselves, and that's something.
That's right.
We now practice.
My brother just here past Christmas, he had been a caregiver for over 40 years, helping nursing homes, hospitals, psych hospitals, working one-on-one with people, quadriplegics, can't move from the neck down, TBI, traumatic brain injuries. And last May, the guy I was working with passed away, and he took it hard. And all of a sudden, his health, he lost 70 pounds. And now we found out he's not even a drinker, but somehow he got cirrhosis of the liver and hepatitis C.
Wow.
And so we're having to deal with that now. But because all the caregiving and everything, like I said, just finally crashed down on him where he hadn't been taking care of himself. So that's the thing about the caregivers. They want to be giving to everybody else to keep them strong and comfortable as possible and everything, but they ignore their own health.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons for SwagAbility, that when we started it, as part of wanting to provide, as a pastor, free counseling, licensed counseling for people with PTSD and all that. But one of the main things we wanted to cover was, as an organization, a nonprofit organization, we have a heart for especially family caregivers, to be able to give them some reprieve and relief, to get a professional to come in so they can take a holiday, maybe look for government funding during that time, and for that individual to get used to someone else being in their home. It was hard for me. We now have caregivers coming in. They've been the greatest thing for me in my life. I don't know what I'd do without the two girls, but it's given us our marriage back. She can be a wife, and I can be a husband. And there's not that friction there of you need to do this or I need to do that. So
when it takes that extra concern and worry away too, you know, knowing that I'm at the store, I got to hurry up and get back, but to make sure everything is, you know, is something happened. And so, exactly. I've seen other couples on the internet, and they're taking care of, and I'm just so concerned about this burnout for them. Right now, they're happy-go-lucky. They're in their early 30s or late 20s, and everything's great. Well, another 20 years, you know, let's see what happens. So I hope the best for them.
Me too.
Yes.
But we know reality.
Statistics don't lie.
Yeah, that's right. So, all right. Wow, this is two powerful stories here. Okay, quadriplegic, wife and caregiver, and cancer survivor. So from here. So all right. Now you mentioned your SwagAbility. What exactly is your SwagAbility here?
SwagAbility came about during that 7-month hospital stay Julie was referring to. While I was in there, I was not sure if I was coming out of hospital. I'd run the gamut on amount of antibiotics that were out there. And so a simple UTI would get into my kidney and I'd get septic. And then they'd be using anthrax drugs to try and knock it down. And so it was a terrifying time for me. And I was trying to think, other than being a pastor and, you know, for a majority of my time and a dean of men at a college and teaching, I want to know what my real mark was going to be on life. And I thought, I want to leave a mark outside of just the people I've influenced so far. And I want something to outlive me. And I can't say the first start of it wasn't selfish. I thought, how hard can it be to get online and raise some funds to get a track chair? Living in Canada, where we've got snow for 6 months of the year, and I can't get around. I was trying to raise money to get an action track chair. And I thought that would be easy. And then I realized that my motives were not so much for others, they were for me. And so God really worked on my heart in that way. And then we turned it into a nonprofit so we can accept donations, and came out with a plan of the areas that we want. Our main goal is to walk with people through life-altering circumstances, whether that's a veteran coming back with PTSD, whether that's someone that has a diagnosis of quadriplegic or an illness. When their lives have been turned upside down, we want to walk with them through that dark time. We've lost a child. We've lost a younger sibling. Melanie was 37 and left behind 11 children, ages 14 and
Oh,
down.
wow.
We both
Okay.
lost our parents at 10 for you, and my mom was in her late 40s, and yeah, it's just been. And so one of our motto that we have between ourselves is that we don't want to waste our scars. Scars are healing, that there is light at the end of the tunnel, but we want to provide a way to walk with others through these dark times. And we believe God has given us this platform to be able to do that and to offer them financial resources, to offer them, but to offer them above anything that what we call the true hope, their hope of eternity. And that's really big. Our faith is paramount in our relationship and within SwagAbility. So that that was the startup of it, and we're slowly growing. We've extended into now the podcasting world of providing educational shows, caregiving shows, and giving first responders a voice as well. So, yeah, that's SwagAbility in a couple sentences. Yeah, which I'm way too flappy with my lips. My wife's always kind of needing me to be like, "You're talking too much." So that's why I'm catching my eye over at her.
We're all doing good. So, and I appreciate you starting your SwagAbility. I definitely appreciate you, both of you starting your podcast. I'm one of them. Help out as much as you can. We can't do
Amen.
everything, but we
No,
can always do something. And there's a lot of things we can do that don't cost us anything. And
that's it.
so for me, the reason I started the podcast is, like you said, God felt like I had another purpose to try to do because I attempted suicide 3 times
Oh,
in 3 days. That's
bless
how
you.
bad I was ready to go. And the last time they found me sucking carbon monoxide from my
Yeah.
van in my garage, and I was in a hyperbaric chamber, forcing oxygen back in my body, and the carbon monoxide out. Was in the hospital 7 weeks, and I tell people kiddingly, but it's the truth that you live through a suicide attempt, they make you see a psychiatrist. And so, but he's the one that said, James, for whatever reason, God didn't take you. You still have a
Absolutely.
purpose. You need to figure it out. And part of mine, I think, was starting my podcast to give
Amen.
people like both of y'all a chance to get your voice out there and spread the message so we can help other people. And the great thing about this, they say all this is on the internet. 100 years from now, someone's going to find this and going to say,
Yeah.
Canada really was the 51st state. No, I'm kidding again, Canada, but
We love it.
going to pick up these messages, and we're going to be helping people in years to come, and people we have no clue who we're helping.
Amen to that. That's our hope, is that
Yeah.
our voice lives on, and the different episodes that feature different topics, different services that will be old one day, but the core of it, the gospel never changes. The true hope of salvation never changes, and people's their eternal plan. We can meet a physical need now. We can meet a financial need now, but the underpinning of everything we do is we'll provide you hope in this world, but we can provide you with a message of eternal hope, which will well outlive whatever finances or product we get into your hands. But there's a place and a time to thrive. And if you've got breath in your lungs, you have the ability to influence someone. And that's why I would say it's either pain or someone's passion provides a platform to meet another person, and that gives them productivity. And productivity you can't put a price on.
There you
So,
go. And I would say a lot of the passion has come from the pain.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
I mean, there's certain gifts out there. People are able to just go out and do it. But I'd say for the majority, something went wrong. They got through it. And now I'm going to help the next person.
Yeah.
And that's
Amen.
become the passion as well. Hey, I want to add to a little bit of your saying about knowing the light at the end of the tunnel. And so I add to it a little bit. I say, when you know the light at the end of the tunnel is not another train coming, you're in
Yeah,
good shape.
it's true.
So,
Yeah.
all right,
Some-
Julie, let's get back to you for a minute. Let's get your voice activated again.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
All right, Stephen started talking about the old romance in here.
Oh,
So
yes.
you go ahead and give your side of the story, and let's see how it's going to compare here a
You
little
tell the
bit.
truth.
Well, I wasn't going to say that. Even I was thinking that
Yeah,
because they say there's one story, their story, then the truth in the middle. So,
that's right.
all right.
Let's give the truth. I would give the version that was about the handsome athlete that was always visited by the pretty girl, but it was much different than that. You go ahead.
I had always had a crush on Steve.
There you
Um,
go.
yes. Uh, so we, it is.
One of those hidden crushes that he never
High
caught the
school.
signals.
Yes, exactly. He actually was dating my best friend for quite a
Okay.
while, and so there was that little bit of jealousy there, because yeah, but
Some
in
of the
the end,
statement I
it
made.
worked out in the end because his best friend liked my best friend, and so eventually it worked out. We just swapped
There
partners,
you go.
and here we are. Yeah.
We didn't swap husband. This was way before. Don't give the internet anything. We didn't swap husband and wife.
No, yeah.
It was
Wrong swapping. Y'all get your mind out of the gutter. All right.
pre-marriage.
So
Yeah, I
Needed a ride home from the library one night.
I did, and he offered, and
Took
I
my sports car down that old dump road of yours. And
I don't know. Well, I do know what he thought now, but I did not say a word
She's so
the whole
nervous.
way home, and it was about a 45-minute drive out in the country for us. I was so nervous, and which I don't know why, because we were friends outside of this. We were at church and youth group together, but
oh, you had
anyway,
those nerves
I
of
knew you existed.
I did.
hoping what's gonna come.
Yeah, and I
Hoping. That's
was
what the
shy.
nerves were. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
understand
didn't
that.
think of it at all. Like, I remember you said you started dating my cousin to make me jealous, and I couldn't have been more happy for you because I didn't know why you were so negative when we were around, but it was because I had been dating her best
I
friend,
was
and
jealous. Yeah.
every time I'd
Mhm.
be near her, she'd be just negative, and I'd be like, I made this statement. And I've told her after. I said to my friends, that girl there is never going to marry or date anyone because her attitude stinks. But it was only because she was upset at the situation that
Yeah.
I was
Well,
dating her
it's
best friend.
understandable. You're
I
a
get it.
young hunk like you, a hunk of burning love.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now I say that in a manly way, not
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
any other way now. So don't take it wrong. So all right.
Mm,
So yeah, we were friends before his accident, and
best friends after.
even after his diving accident, I never. Yes, physically he had changed somewhat. I mean, there is now a wheelchair involved, but for me, Steve Wagstaff never changed, and yeah, I guess my heart never really thought of anything negative or awkward with his paralysis, and yeah, so it was.
We laughed a lot. That really helped us through awkward parts,
Yeah,
falling out. Like you never pushed a chair. So
it was
I
just
made sure
we
we
learned
dated
together. Yeah.
for 3 long years because I wanted you to know everything about what you could be getting into.
Mm.
Till you were begging me to marry you at the end because I'd waited so long. Um, but yeah, God is so gracious. Um, I don't know how to do without you. So it's been a gift.
I was dating this one girl, and I broke up with her because I got tired of her pushing me around. Ah, you get it? You get it? Pushing me around. I got tired of her talking behind my back. You get it?
Mhm.
I know they're not funny jokes, but
Oh, I know.
they're real life jokes. So, but no, I'm kidding. We didn't break up because of all that. I'm
Yeah.
kidding. It was time for us to move on, and her get a better life and move on. So,
Mm.
all right, now I'm going to ask a stupid question here, and I hope y'all got a great answer. Y'all written a book about y'all's journey.
I'm on chapter 3 of
There you go.
our story. It's called One Revolution at a Time.
Mhm.
And it's about how to, uh, one revolution at a time, finding joy amid life's crisis or adverse effects. Like it's, I haven't totally ironed out the title, and some I like the title One Revolution at a Time, but it's finding joy and optimism
Mhm.
through life's hardest seasons. And my wife has a great blog. Like she's blogged our entire life story on our website, and
Your blog turn into a book, Julie.
it could. I've been
That's what
telling
I've
her
been
that.
told.
Yeah. All you
I,
do is just print it out. One good thing about writing a book, it's your book. You can write it any way you want to. It don't have to be chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3.
Mhm.
They give you one long continuous thing.
Mm.
So yeah,
It's
I would encourage
therapeutic.
I would encourage both of y'all, whether you want to write yours, hers, or
Mhm.
combined together.
Mhm.
So I would encourage. Again, that's just a different message that you can use to get out to help other people. I would encourage I would encourage everybody to write a book. So
Mm.
I wish
Yeah.
I would encourage my
We all have a
grandparents.
story. Yeah.
We all have a story, but I wish I would encourage my grandparents before they passed away,
Yeah.
to do so I would know more about how they grew up and
Yeah.
how they survived and their stories. I wish, but we
What
didn't do it.
chapter
And
are you?
too late.
Have you written yours?
I've written now 14, I think, books.
Wow.
14
So,
books.
well, 5 of them are little children's books, and
Mm.
they're mainly about my service dog Ricardo and
Aw.
how he helped. Uh, like one story of a boy had cancer. It's true story, but not a true story.
Mm.
Uh, I met a family, and their 15, 16-year-old son had gotten cancer, and he
Mm.
passed away. So in my book, Ricardo went to the hospital to visit him while he's having treatments, and then they both go hunting at the end. So the
Mm.
boy doesn't die in my book,
Yeah.
for the family. Um,
Self-publish them?
I self-publish, yeah, yep.
Good for you.
So 5 of them are Ricardo books, but the others are my very first one. It took me 12 years to get that book out, to finally write it. I'd write a chapter here and wouldn't touch it for 6 months, write
Mm.
2 pages, wouldn't touch it for 3 months, and then finally, after I lived through my suicide attempt, I said
Mm.
I said, "If you don't get it out now, you'll never get it out." And so I added that part of my journey and how I got my service dog Ricardo, and that was my first book.
Mm.
So
It is, there's something about it. I've always heard people say journaling is good for this or that, but I came out one day just bawling my eyes out. I think Julie asked me what was you doing. I said, I have never gone back to my accident site. So here I am describing it in detail, what it was like and how life had turned, and trying to learn something from it. And mm, yeah, I was just filled with tears, not sad, but I had never dealt with that trauma. And I'm not big on the whole psychology thing, but I am finding that going back and reliving it, um, you see it in so many different ways. There's a gratefulness, a gratitude, and then there still is sadness about what could have been. And but we've all got a story, and I'm convinced that whatever our story is, there's a person that needs to hear that will help them. There's no other reason why God leaves us. I mean, it's definitely for uh, the gospel, but it's also to pick one another up. I mean, the church is a
oh,
hospital.
yeah. I love that poem, Footprints in the Sand.
Yeah,
I only saw one set of footprints, and why'd you abandon me? I didn't. That's when I was carrying you through. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I love that, yeah. So,
powerful.
let me give you a little, story here now that whenever you get, even on your podcast, you
Mm,
may or may not ever know if you're helping someone.
Mm.
yeah,
Somebody might reach out and thank you and tell you, but then more than likely they're not going to. And for me, at one time when I wrote my first book, I was going, I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know. There's no one's doing anything. I'm doing no good to help anybody. And so let me just two incidents happened almost a year apart, and
Mm.
they had the exact same answer. And before I tell you the answer, I was leaving the store, and one girl comes by and says, "Hey, there's Ricardo." And I said, "Oh, you met Ricardo before?" I said, "He's met so many people, I have no idea anymore." She says, "No, this is the first time I met him. He's on the front cover of your book." And I said,
Uh,
"Yeah." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "Well, if you don't mind, how did you get my book? Did someone refer it to you? Do you do a motivational book search and it popped up? Did you find it laying in a trash can? Someone threw it away?" And before I give you the answer now, about a year later, I'm doing this old poor pitiful me again, and then God
mm,
had to kick me in the butt again and straighten me out. And I'm doing nobody's reading my stuff. I ain't getting any. I'm not helping nobody. Go to the store. All of a sudden, this guy stops me, Mr. Purdue, Mr. Purdue. And I'm thinking then it's a former student. I taught school for a while, and
okay.
so a former student. So when I'm thinking, well, turn around, I have no idea who he is. All of a sudden, he says, "I want to let you know that I read your book 4 times, and it's going to
Oh,
help me in
wow.
life." And the first thing in my head, I go, "Bullshit! You didn't read no book 4 times." Okay,
Man.
I didn't say it out loud to him, but that's what I was thinking. And then his girlfriend comes, "Is this the guy?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." And she wanted to thank me for the book and everything and how it helped him. So then I asked the same question. If you don't mind, how did you get the book? Motivational spending, someone give it to you, find it laying in the gutter somewhere. And here's where both answers were the same. And after this, God was telling me, shut up, just do your part. You don't have to know who you're helping. But since
Mm.
you want to know, all right, but both of them gave the same answer was I was locked up in the county jail and
Wow.
your book is in the county jail library.
Wow.
Wow.
And I read it. So after, especially when he told me that, I go to myself in my head. I just say it out loud. I go, he probably did read it 4 times. He had plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
Captive
And
audience.
so after that is when I realized put the message out, plant the seeds, water whatever somebody else has already planted, and let it all flourish. I don't have to know it anymore.
Nah, so
So
true.
so whenever you put the message out with your coming books, the ability swag helping someone, you don't
Mm.
have to know it,
Mm.
but you're out there helping somebody. So
It's
Wow.
been a ride for sure.
Mm.
And I don't know if I'd want to do it any different. Like I know that sounds so whatever, but I knew my heart before as a like as the sports jock. I was a jerk. Um, but the platform that God's given me and his graciousness and even in the midst of those storms that were going to sink us, I would always look back and see his faithfulness to see us through the last one.
Mm.
So when I can't see forward, I always look back and know that he's faithful. And so um, I don't know what I would do with my able-bodiedness because I don't think I could trust my heart and my mind. I'd be running from the Lord. So um,
Well,
yeah,
we wouldn't be here because
that's for
we
sure.
wouldn't have those lessons to have learned along the way.
Mm,
and I like what you said, look back to see what all we've been through and God has
Mhm.
helped us get through.
yes.
Okay. And then we have to use that in faith for what's in the future, for
Mhm.
what's
Mm,
coming today, tomorrow, 10 years from now, because we have evidence from our past
mhm.
that God helped us get through it. So now we
Yeah,
have to have faith that He's continually going to get us through it.
Mm.
So I
true.
like that. I
Mm.
like that. So, all right. Well, I appreciate y'all being here. I know y'all got things y'all got to get done, and I would love to in the future give us 6 or 7 months and let's get together and well, I'd
I'd
like to
like
do
to
this again.
get you on our show as well.
Yeah,
I'd like
yeah.
to hear your story. I really
I
would.
I could tell the lies like the best of them. So my
We would
when
love
I
to
was like
host you.
12 years old, my dad used to call me Jesse James, and
Okay.
I used to do some things I shouldn't have done. I was a
No.
kid, people.
Yep.
Okay, but my dad one day he said because I told a lie about something, and then
Um,
he goes, one of these days you're gonna be a great storyteller.
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
so I get in there and tell little stories every now and again. So
stories are what makes life relatable, and I, I just I think everyone needs a podcast because everyone's story is so unique in its way and has so much purpose in it.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I think people got to understand that.
Well, the same way with writing a book. I mean, so maybe someone don't want to write a book. All right, start your podcast. Get
Mm,
your journey and your story out that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good idea as well. But everybody ought to get out there, and not only that, we need to listen to other people's stuff. So
Mhm.
just to put yours out and ignore everybody else.
mm.
But we need to listen to other people's as well.
2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
right. And sometimes I'm double lipped. I have to make myself shut up sometimes. So,
Yeah.
all right. Hey, I appreciate y'all being here. Go ahead and give us your website and the SwagAbility, any of your
Thank you.
social medias, how
Mhm.
people can get hold of you.
SwagAbility.com, swag, SWAG, and then ability. Just put it together. There's no spaces. SwagAbility.com. It's going to be revamped here in the next month, but our information will all be there. And then you could do us the greatest favor by heading to our YouTube channel and subscribing there, or heading to whatever your favorite podcast stream is, whether it's Apple or Google, and follow us on the SwagAbility Show. Every download helps us to keep SwagAbility functioning financially. So and share if it doesn't affect you personally. You do know someone that is in need of encouragement or maybe going through a rough time, and we'd love it if you just passed on our information, and we'll pass it on for you if you'd be gracious enough to put in the show notes. That'd be a great gift to us.
Uh, yeah, and go from there. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And everybody go in and do their part and help out. So again,
So,
I'm all for doing what you can. We can't do everything, but we can do something. So
Mhm.
from there.
amen to that.
All right, then. Last thing here that we know that people are hurting and struggling today, and if y'all can leave us with a positive message,
First,
it'd be a blessing.
Joe first. You want me to?
I forgot to come up with one.
All right. Mine is this: that
Wing it there, Julie. Wing it.
I'm stalling for time now. Right
There
now,
you go.
I would say this: if you have breath in your lungs and the ability to, we don't even have to sit upright. You are influencing someone. Someone is watching you, no matter what state you're in, and you have the ability to influence that person in a negative or a positive way. And our whole goal is to encourage people. And I think if the world did a lot more of that, encouraging one another than tearing each other down, we would be in a lot better shape. And I would lastly say this: that God is the answer to a hopeless life. You can search the world all over, but I think until you found peace with the Lord, you'll continue to search. But yeah, Julie, what are your thoughts?
Um, kind of along those lines, that for someone that is hurting and struggling right now, that it can seem lonely, but you aren't alone. I know that's a very cliche statement, but there is always someone that you can reach out to. And if there isn't anyone in your direct circle that you can think of, then we're available.
Yes.
And I know there's other people out there that you just need to make that step to reach out, and there's someone who can always walk through it with you.
Yeah, on our site at the bottom of every page, there's something that says "Ask the Staffs," and I would just say, just reach out. If we don't know the answer, we will find someone that does have it. But life circumstances has taken us through a lot of things, and so we don't think we know everything, but we certainly will find a route to get you an answer and to give you hope. So don't not stay quiet.
There you go. And yeah, appreciate the good message. Yeah, a lot of us, especially when we're going through things the first time, we may be thinking no one's ever done this, but in reality, millions have already been through it. And so to find someone that you can talk it over with to help you and pray with you and whatever else that goes with it. So, all right, Stephen and Julie, thank y'all for being here.
Privilege.
Everybody else, hey, share us out. And again, we're going to hop on your show here one day. So
I'd be a pleasure. Yeah.
everybody else,
reaching out.
share us out with someone you know can use some good inspiration. I'm Dr. James Purdue, the professor of perseverance. Do something today, tomorrow, something next week that's going to help you persevere past your paralysis.